Welcome to Lesson 6. This is part 2 of 7 parts. Be sure you have completed all previous videos before watching this one. In this segment, we're going to take a look at adding fixed costs to tasks. Sometimes we need to associate a fixed cost with a task, but it is not a potentially recurring cost like entertainment. We don't need to aggregate these costs across the project like a cost resource would be. Examples of these costs could be equipment setup fees, permits or licenses, and other one-time fees and expenses. For example, we were just told there is a $500 server setup fee that needs to be paid at the start of the Launch Public Web Portal task. To enter these costs from the Gantt chart view, we can exchange the cost table for the entry table. There is a fixed cost field in that table, so for the Launch Public Web Portal task, enter $500. The accrual field allows us to choose when to apply the fee, at the start of the task, in even amounts throughout the task, or at the end of the task. In this example, we need to pay the fee up front, so we will choose Start. Notice the $500 becomes a variance in our costs as we did not anticipate it and have it defined in our baseline plan. It's less than 10% of the total project, so we probably don't need to worry about being over budget on the project just yet, unless this is a fixed price budget with a fixed price project with a very strict budget. When you are finished, you can return to the entry table. Notice that the $500 server setup fee was not a part of the baseline plan. This is reflected in the variance table. In this navigation session, we'll look at adding the fixed cost. I'm starting as usual on my Gantt chart view. I'm going to scroll down a bit to get to our task Launch Public Web Portal. I'll select it. Now I need to get the cost table here so that I can enter that fixed cost. So I'll go to View, Tables, Cost. And you'll notice we have a fixed cost column here and a fixed cost accrual column. So in the fixed cost column, I entered the $500. That's our setup fee. In the accrual, again, we had 3 choices to prorate it or at the start or end of the task. And since we have to pay it up front, we'll put start there. Notice that the total cost of my task now is $1,500. We hadn't assigned any resources to this task yet, so we don't have any human resource charges, but we had $1,000 of entertainment. Now we have $500 in fixed costs. You'll notice then that our baseline was $1,000, and we now have a variance of $500 due to this additional cost that wasn't anticipated. So again, scrolling the pane over a little bit, our remaining cost then, because we haven't actually completed this task, is $1,500. So that ends this navigation session on adding fixed costs. Now it's time for you to practice. Enter the fixed cost in your plan and resave the file. Lesson 6 consists of 7 parts. You just completed part 2 of 7. Please proceed to watch part 3.